This is the smell of a warm 3-day-old egg salad sandwich in a wimpy trash bag.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy!
Blech. And this is the smell of that same sandwich in a hefty, ultra-strong trash bag with new Fabuloso lemon scent.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Smell the difference? When life gives you stinky, get Hefty Ultra Strong with new Fabuloso lemon scent. It smells like clean, freshly picked lemons. So no matter what's inside your trash, you can stop the stink and smell the lemon.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, good morning, angels, and welcome back to Morning Ray. I'm your host, Lanny, and today's episode is a really good one. It talks about everything from college to working for corporate America to leaving corporate America and starting your own company and everything in between. I have Natalie Barbu on, which is super exciting. I used to work for Natalie. I was her social media manager for her podcast, The Real Real, which you should all check out. If you like Morning Ray, you would love The Real Real. But before Natalie comes on, let's just get into our segment. So my weekly intention is to drink more water. I have been sucking at drinking water. I think maybe I drink at least like at most one of my hydro flasks, which is like just under a liter per day. And I was drinking 4 liters at one point. I really want to try and drink at least 2 hydro flasks a day. I've been sucking. I don't know what it is. Since I've moved into my apartment, I've just been sucking. I suck at drinking water and I can feel a difference, not only in how hydrated I feel, but also like when I don't drink enough water, I feel like I have so much more sugar cravings, and that's totally okay, but it's really frustrating having it all the time. So I really just want to get back into drinking water, feel good. It benefits the skin, it benefits hydration, it benefits digestion, all the good things. So my weekly intention is to drink more water and to drink 2 liters of water a day. And I encourage you to jump on this bandwagon, because if you aren't already, you need to drink more water. Aim for 2 liters a day or 8 glasses, whichever is easier for you to remember. And that leads me into my tip of the week. And my tip of the week is I'm going to do this one too. I'm going to download an app that reminds me and sends reminders to drink more water every hour, and then I can track it on there. So the tip of the week is to download apps that help keep you accountable or find ways to keep you accountable, whether it be through an app that's sending you notification reminders or it be through a habit tracker. I know my friend Ariste has a habit tracker on her website, which you can access through her Instagram, her.healthful. So highly recommend that. She also has a podcast. Lots of cross promos here. We support our friends over here at Lanny Be Fit Morning Ray podcast. But anyways, so the tip of the week is to find a way to help hold yourself accountable for whatever goal you are trying to achieve. So if you are striving to drink more water like myself, use a habit tracker, an app, whatever it may be. Maybe grab an accountability partner. Maybe I'm going to ask Leanne, my roommate, to help me drink more water. Or maybe I'm going to ask Corey to remind me, because she's pretty good at her game of drinking water. So drink more water and find a way to keep yourself accountable. Now into my current faves. I'm going to be honest. I did not write anything down for this little intro. Normally I have some notes in front of me. I have nothing. I just have Zencastr, my recorder, in front of me. So we are recording this on Friday, August 27th. I'm going to tell you my current faves that first come to mind. I'm absolutely obsessed with getting coffee from little coffee shops in Toronto. My wallet is not obsessed, but I am obsessed, and we keep doing it. I actually got an iced dirty chai latte made with almond milk from this new coffee place. It's called Deneen. I think that's how you pronounce it in Toronto. I highly recommend. I was recommended it by my friend Tori. Tori, if you're listening to this, hello. iced dirty chai lattes brings me back to like Kenzie Elizabeth. I feel like she really loves those iced dirty chai lattes. Super good. If you don't know what an iced dirty chai is, it's essentially a chai latte, which is tea. It's a tea latte with a shot of espresso in it. So good, so delicious. It is sweeter for sure, but oh my god, it is heavenly. I only like them iced though. Not a huge fan of a hot iced dirty chai latte, but super good, super delicious. It is a nice summer treat because man, oh man, has it been so hot here in Toronto. And when I say hot, it's also been so humid. It's been like in the 30s in Celsius. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit. Probably close to like 100 or something. It's been like 30 degrees, feels like 37 to 42 degrees every single day for the past 2 weeks. And I love the heat and I'm savoring the heat and I'm soaking it in and I'm really trying to embrace it because I do not want winter. Winter is coming. The fall drinks are out at Starbucks. It is not okay. But the humidity is just not my best friend. My hair doesn't like the humidity. It goes curly when I style it most of the time. I feel sticky. I have to shower like 2 to 3 times a day and I'm paying for that hydro bill. Adulting. #adulting. So the heat is really not my friend, but we are loving it. And iced dirty chai, I've gone on a whole rant here, is perfect for those hot summer days. Super nice. What's another current fave? Let's think of a current fave. I'm obsessed with Bio Raw salads, prepackaged, good for you salads. Awesome, easy on the go, easy to just grab, easy to make and take when you're working. Love Bio Raw. It's my friend Oren's company. Really love it. Just a nice salad. I know it's not super cost effective, but it just makes life easy. So easy. What other favorites do I have? Feel like I have more. Oh, I'm super into, I feel like I've already had this as a current fave, but if you haven't jumped on this trend already, this nail art trend, I really like the French tips with colored tips, like instead of white, doing like blue or pink or purple or whatever maybe. Super, super into that. I've been normally doing almond shape, but I did coffin. I go back and forth between like coffin and almond, but I did coffin with blue tips and I'm actually obsessed. So highly, highly recommend that you jump on that trend. A lot of people ask me what I ask for when I get my nails done. I always book a shellac manicure because I do spread out my appointments. So by the time I need my nails done, I need a manicure. So I get a shellac manicure. I do not have extensions. I do not have tips. I do not do biogel only when my nail breaks and it's only one of my nails. That's the only time I do biogel. But I just do shellac manicure, shellac on my natural nails. And then for shape, I usually get almond or coffin. I used to do square or like square with round edges. I just find it's too wide on my fingers. I prefer the look of the coffin. It elongates, same with the almond. And I like to keep them a bit longer. I'll sometimes get them cut depending on the length of time between appointments. But normally I'll cut off half the length and then have them shape them because that's how much they've grown. And I wear contacts and I have to be able to take my contacts out. So that's what I ask for, shellac manicure, coffin or almond shape, and it's just my natural nails. I normally stick with CND shellac or OPI shellac. Those are the brands that I find last the longest. I prefer not to go for those no-name brands or like those random brands that nail salons have. My go-to color, if I'm just doing like a solid color, is Let's Be Friends by OPI or something of that sort. I also like Winter Glow. On my toes, I just do a regular pedicure. I don't do shellac on my toes, never have, probably never will. I like to do a long wear polish instead. I'll do like Vinylux, which is like the 2-week polish by CND, or I'll do, I think it's called like Ultra Shine or whatever it is by OPI. It's like their equivalent. And I normally do like a white color or a very like chalky pink color. So like the Let's Be Friends or just white. I normally go for a white by CND. I believe it's called, I don't remember, Alpine Snow, I want to say. Something of that sort. But that is my nail order. Oh, I also just got a haircut. So that is a current fave. I love the feeling of a fresh cut. I love how my ends feel nice and thick and it's like a blunt cut. I love it. My hair feels so healthy. We'll see how that lasts. Little inquiry for you guys. if you have curly hair, have you gotten keratin? Have you gotten a keratin Botox treatment? I don't know if it's just like what the salon calls it, but it's the one that doesn't take away your curl. It just helps with frizz. Have you gotten it? Is it worth it? If you have, let me know in my DMs at LannyBFit on Instagram. I'm really curious. I'm really intrigued. Second inquiry. My Revlon always turns my smoke alarm off. So I think that's the reason why I got so much breakage. I used to only put on the low setting, but I realized how much better it blow dries my hair when I put on the high setting. However, it is literally frying my hair. So I refuse to use my Revlon now after it has burned my hair and made me cut all of it off. So do you have any recommendations on what to use instead? Maybe I will teach myself how to use a round dryer brush situation and like my blow dryer, but I don't know if I can really coordinate the two things at once. I'm not that coordinated when it comes to hair. That's why I like the Revlon, because it was like 2-in-1. So do you have any recommendations for an alternative that is affordable? I really want the Dyson Airwrap, but it is expensive. We are trying to be a bit more money aware, conscious, I guess. I don't know if I'm ready to drop like $700 on a hair dryer, a blow dryer. So let me know if your Revlon kills your hair, fries your hair. I know so many people love it, but mine literally is setting the smoke detector off. So, and it's done it like 3 times, and I cleared the hair off of it. I know it's not that, so I'm really not sure. But if you have any recommendations for something to use instead of the Revlon, I love how it gives me the volume. I love how it gives me like the blown out look. Or if you have a hack for doing it with like the traditional way with a blow dryer brush and the blow dryer, let me know. But instead of continuing to ramble on for you guys, I'm going to bring Natalie onto the pod. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know in the DMs on my Instagram at LannyBFit who else you want to see on the pod or hear on the pod, or if there are any topics or episodes that you are looking for, let me know. I want to give you guys what you want to hear, so definitely let me know. You guys are always amazing, and I hope you enjoy Natalie. Hi guys, so I'm here with Natalie Barbu. Welcome to Morning Ray.
Hi, I'm so excited to be on your podcast.
I'm so excited to have you. So for those who don't know you, who are you, where are you from, and what is your zodiac sign?
Ooh, okay. So I am a content creator. I'm on YouTube. I have a podcast. I'm also the co-founder of Rella, which is going to be a new like all-in-one influencer marketing app, which I'm super excited for. It's like the first time I've ever done anything this, I guess, I don't want to say advanced. I don't know how to say it. Like we're like raising money. It's a tech app. It's definitely out of my comfort zone, but I'm super excited for it. And I currently live in Miami, but I'm from North Carolina, and I am an Aries, which I think I think I'm like a double Aries and then one other thing. Like I don't know all the signs, but I know I'm a double Aries, so it definitely I have a lot of like Aries energy, like a lot of the fire energy that I have.
Yeah, I'm a Leo, and I find that I keep finding like Aries are in my circle. I think like we're very compatible, so that makes sense like why we work together and everything.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I feel like whenever I read the description of like what an Aries is, I'm like, wow, this is literally me. Like like it's so me. Yeah.
I feel like with zodiacs, like it's so broad that you can kind of draw those generalizations to yourself, but I'm so here for it. Like I'm such a Leo and I love it, and I'm always reading Leo things. I'm like, that is me in a nutshell.
Yes. Okay. So I feel like people that are super into like zodiac signs have like CoStar, like whatever app, is out there. I have Snapchat where I click on it. It like gives me my little sign on there. So my sun is in Aries, my moon is in Aries, and then my rising is in Taurus. So that's my triple sign, I guess.
Your big 3, I think, is what they call it. Yeah, I use Snapchat sometimes if I'm talking to a guy and like we add each other on Snapchat. I check to see, it tells you if you're compatible.
Does it really? I did not know that it does that. That's so funny. That
like
is
if you
so
go
funny.
onto like someone's profile and you scroll to the bottom, like there's all these little badges, I guess you could say, and it will tell you like if you're compatible, and then it will like give you a little if you tap on it, it will tell you like why you're compatible.
That's so funny. I did not know.
I feel like my list of things to buy, to do, activities that involve spending money is never ending around the holidays, making the idea of investing and saving and thinking about your future to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more overwhelming. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing for you, your kids, and your retirement, even during the holidays. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you. You don't need a ton of time. You can create your Acorns account and start automatically investing your money in just 5 minutes. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now. That could be $5 a day or even just your spare change. That's right, Acorns can round every purchase you make up to the dollar and automatically invest your spare change for you. And you can get bonus investments just for buying the stuff you need from the brands you love. I personally love Acorns. It's simplified the investment process, which can be overwhelming and intimidating, but it just makes it so simple, so easy, and something more accessible no matter how much money you have to invest. Head to acorns.com/Alana or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/Alana. I'm super excited about today's sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, and this is a topic I'm super passionate about. I fear that us as girls struggle with PMS far more than we should, and we really shouldn't. I truly get the worst PMS symptoms. My boobs are sensitive, my face breaks out, my sugar controllings are out of whack. I feel like I'm just a bottomless pit. My mood is not the vibe, and Estro Control has been super helpful in helping manage those PMS symptoms and making that time of the month a lot more enjoyable. Estro Control is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Say no more. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially if you are someone like myself who struggles with PMS. It was created to help women feel like themselves all month long and to not struggle with the feelings PMS can cause. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Alana at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code Alana for 15% off today.
That I'm like, let me. That's really funny. I did not know that. It's so. I just don't understand why like Snapchat went ahead to this like zodiac sign set. Like I'm like, this is so like off brand. I feel like I'm kind of confused why they do that, but it works.
It's so random, but I love it. I look at it too. I guess a lot of people look at it maybe because the younger generations are like, what's your snap? But then they're also super into astrology. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no clue. I thought it was so random when they came out with that feature, but I was like, all right, whatever.
I'll take advantage. So you started everything on YouTube back in the day. How and when did you get started on YouTube? And did you expect it to take you to where you are today?
Yeah, so I started on YouTube in 2011, so literally so long ago. It's been 10 years that I've been on YouTube, which is so insane. It's essentially been like half my life. I like can't imagine. I mean, not half my life, but I'm 25. So 10 years of my life, it's been a while. But no, I never expected it to be like a full-time job. I mean, when I started, like you couldn't even make money off of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't even a thought. Like for me, it was really just like, I'm bored. I'm watching these girls like put on makeup in their room. Like I feel like I can do that too. So I just started and I started filming on like my MacBook camera. Like I think I started filming on like photo booth. Like that was where my first like video was filmed on, edited on iMovie and like just uploaded it an hour later, like it was very quick.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I didn't think much. I was never thinking like, oh yeah, I'm going to become famous from this. Like I just never thought that. I remember I had I hit 100 subscribers, I think like a month after I posted my first video. And I posted a giveaway, and I was like, this is the best day of my life. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers. Like not 1,000, not 100,000, like just 100. But like back then it was just so different. Like Instagram wasn't even a thing back then. Like no one was on Instagram. I don't even know if Instagram was out yet. But so this was the first time I had like random people talking to me on the internet, like it was like I didn't even know what like followers were, like subscribers were, but I just was like, oh my God, this is so cool. So no, I never thought that it would be like a big thing at all. I started realizing it would be big probably once I was in college. I started seeing people like make money off of it. And people were moving to LA, like doing YouTube full time. So I was like, all right, there's definitely money in this. Like, let me see like if I could maybe make this into a business. So then I started being more consistent. I started trying to work with more brands. But yeah, it wasn't until like college that I was like, okay, let me actually like take this seriously.
When did you start making money from YouTube?
College, definitely, I would say. I got my manager when I was a junior in college. And before then I was making like very little money. Like I was making a few like $100 here and there. And that was it. Like I maybe made like, I don't know, like $500 in 1 year. Like it wasn't anything like big. And then once I started growing more and like once I had my manager, I realized that they're actually like I could be making more money in this. Like I remember charging for a brand deal like $300 for this one brand deal, a whole like dedicated YouTube video. I was like, okay, $300. And then when I had my manager, I did like this, I worked with that brand again, like only like 3 months later, and she was able to give it to me for like $1,000. I was like, oh my God, like 300, I was paying 300, getting paid $300 when I could have made like 1,000. Like I just had no idea how much you could make on social media.
Do you feel like having a manager really opened your eyes up to how much like your platform and your content was actually worth?
Oh yeah, totally. Because I mean, for me, I was doing it for fun for so long, and I was just like posting here and there. Like it wasn't anything serious. Like I really was just like posting because I wanted to and because I liked like interacting with my subscribers, and like I was bored and I wanted to post and I wanted to have like these memories. I never thought that like I could actually get paid off of it. Like that was never a thought that crossed my mind. And then once I did like start having more brands approach me, and then especially once I had a manager, is when I realized like, all right, there's money in this. Like there's definitely like influencers are kind of like that next thing, like I started seeing like that was going to be the next thing that kind of blows up.
Yeah, I feel like that's what happened with my Instagram. Like I knew that people were making money somehow. I didn't know to the extent of how much. I started in first year of university, so it was like before like the whole wave of like influencers, before it was more like so bloggers or YouTubers started. So like I just went into it for fun, and then I started hearing all these things like, oh, you can charge this for this and you can make actually good money, and there's people that have left their jobs like Nitan Rader. I don't know if you know her. She's my friend's sister. I remember when she left her corporate job and was doing blogging full time. I was like, wow, like you can actually sustain like yourself financially by just doing that.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt like whenever I got into college. The people I grew up on was like Claudia Saluski, Aspen Ovard, Bethany Moda, like Juicy Star 07, like all of those girls. Those were who I watched. And I remember like Claudia and Aspen moving to LA together instead of like, going to college. Like I just remember that so vividly, and I was like, wait, how can they afford moving to LA, not going to college, like not having another job besides social media? It just started clicking. I was like, okay, like they're definitely making a lot of money on this if they can do that.
Yeah. Oh my God. I remember when they moved in together into like an apartment, and then Aspen left, I want to say like a month later, because she had too much like culture shock from living in like Utah.
I still like wonder to this day. I'm like, I wonder what really happened there. like do they like each other? Are they still friends? Like I always I'm like,
I
this
feel
is
like they're not.
years old. I know. I don't think so. I don't think they are, but I've always been like, I wonder what happened.
Yeah. So you went to college for industrial engineering. What led you to choose that as your major and your degree? I'm so intrigued.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I was in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, I always knew I wanted to start my own business. That was always kind of like a dream of mine. I kind of knew that I wanted to like do something on my own, but I never thought I could do it quickly. Like, I thought, like, okay, I'd have to work like 5 years at a corporate job or 10 years at a corporate job. Then, like, I'll figure out like what I want to do. But
Mm-hmm.
whenever I was like deciding where to go to school or like what to study, I was like, I mean, I don't know like what's going to lead me to that. Like I didn't want to study business because I thought that was like super broad. And I don't know, I just didn't want to study it. And then when I was looking at like I was looking at fashion and like textiles and more like a creative route, my parents were kind of like, no, like you're not going to study fashion. Like we're not paying for you to go to school. Like if you study fashion, which there's nothing wrong with studying fashion or like being a fashion major. It's just I have like immigrant parents who it's very like
Same.
you go to school. Yeah, it's like you go to school, you get a good job. Like it's just that mentality. And so
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, I'm good at math. I like math. Like both my parents were industrial engineers. I know that it's like
Being super busy can make it really easy to fall into a dinner time recipe rut, or even with your lunches. Any meal, honestly, can get you into a rut, especially with a busy schedule this fall. You can keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. It's truly a no-brainer. It does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-proportioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It's never been easier. I personally love HelloFresh as a way to get exposure to new recipes, make my life a bit easier as a busy 20-year-old in the city. And I love that it's worry-free, it's super easy, it's convenient, and gets delivered straight to my door. Go to HelloFresh.com/50Ray and use code 50Ray for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/50RAE and use code 50Ray, 50RAE for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Ray.
broad, but like still looks really good. Like you don't have to go to grad school or anything like that. And it's like you can get a good job, you can get a high paying job. And so I was like, okay, I'll just do industrial engineering. And then, it's kind of like the business engineering, but it just like, I don't know, I thought it like sounded better than business. So and again, like this is no shade to anyone that studied business, marketing, fashion. I would have loved to do that. It's just like I didn't really have that choice when I was like deciding where to go to school. So that's kind of why I studied industrial, because I was like, I want to do something with business, but I don't want to do business. I want to have like my own company when I'm older, but I'm good at math right now. My parents are wanting me to do like an engineering or science related degree. So I was like, all right, I'll just do industrial engineering. So that was kind of my thought process. It wasn't like a passion of mine or anything like that.
Were there ever any moments in college that you're like, I should just like quit this and just do YouTube? Because you said your YouTube started to pick up in college and you started to make money. Was there at any point did you be like, I just want to drop everything and go to LA and like pull that YouTube stunt?
So I never wanted to like drop out, because in college I was never making enough money to like do it full time. So I'll be like totally transparent. My senior year, I remember I made $30,000 my senior year of college. 30,000 as a college student is nice, but like to live off of, I would not be able to live off of $30,000 a year. Like that just like would not happen. So that's why I did apply to jobs, and I wanted to get like a job so that I could, kind of have this money as like extra income. But I never thought, like even in college, I was like, I still don't think I'll ever be able to do this full time. Like my growth has been so slow and steady. Like I never blew up. Like it was never oh my God, I'm blowing up and I'm making so much money now. Like it really was such a gradual growth, and it is exponential. So like your growth does like the more, I guess, like, yeah, I was making 30,000 my senior year, but then the next year I was making like way more than that. So it was an exponential growth, but like I never thought in college that I could like quit and just do it full time. So I always wanted to, but I just never thought that was in my plan. I thought like maybe like 2, 3, 4 years down the line, like maybe I could do it. But yeah, I was just always like, okay, like I'm content with where I'm at. Like I'll continue doing it and continue growing. But like I never thought that it would be like quick or anything like that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm very much one and the same right now. Like, yes, I go through periods where like my Instagram like gets a spike in growth and followers, but in terms of like income and everything else, like it's been very steady. Like I've been doing this I think for almost 4 years now, which is crazy. But it's been very steady. I haven't like blown up overnight, and it's nice to kind of have this extra income on top of the income that I make from my job. It's like, so my job like covers my expenses, and then like the money that I make from like social media and brand deals and everything covers like the fun stuff and allows me to live like a bit more luxuriously. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so you got a job after college. And what was that like? What was that whole process like? Recruitment, working a 9 to 5? How was that experience for you?
Yeah, so I was lucky. I got my job, I remember September of my senior year. So it was like the first month of my senior year. So I was able to kind of like chill out the remainder of my senior year, I would say. But I wanted to work in a consulting job because I didn't want to do like, I don't know, I wanted to kind of dip my toes into like a bunch of different industries because I really
Mhm.
didn't know what I wanted to do. So that's kind of why I looked into consulting, and I feel like consulting is a good like stepping stone. Like it looks great on your resume and you can kind of go other places from there. So I was like super, super involved in like networking at my school my senior year when it was time to get jobs. Like all the remainder 3 years, I was not involved at all. But then like once it came to like applying to jobs, I was like, all right, I want to get this job like as quick as possible. So I don't have to worry about it like the rest of the year. So I went to like the career fair and I talked to Accenture, which is like the company that I ended up working for. And then I went to like another networking event that they had on school. And then I went to another networking event and I would like follow up with the recruiter. Like I was just very persistent. And so
Mhm.
whenever I got the interview, I like made sure to like really prepare. And like for consulting jobs, you have to do like a case study. So they'll ask you like I don't know if you know what a case study is, but they just ask you like
Mhm.
a kind of complex question. They want to see the way you think. So I like practiced a lot for that. And then once I got the job, I was just like so happy and I was able to kind of like relax and like not worry my senior year. But I just wanted to do consulting because I thought that it was going to be broad and I could like do whatever I wanted after that. And then whenever I started, I just realized it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. Like it really depends on like the projects you're placed on and like your team and all of this stuff. And like I just wasn't happy. And by that point, I was making more money on YouTube as well. So I was like, okay, like how long do I have to stick to this? So I really just worked so hard on my YouTube channel whenever I did get the job or whenever I did start working because I realized that like I was not happy at the job that I had. So I was like, let me put like all my energy into social media to see like what can come out of it because I just knew that what I was doing right now was like not what I wanted to do later on. Like I was like, this is just not it. Like I'm not happy here. I don't I would see like people above me at my job and I was like, that's not what I want. Like I'm not trying to
Mhm.
like climb this ladder because like that's not what I even want to do. So I just kind of had like a not like a crisis, but I was like, I don't like what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Let me just like put all my energy into social and see like what can come out of it.
Did you have any work experience leading up to getting this job? Like, did you do internships throughout university?
I had one internship during college and it was like a supply chain type of internship, which I also like really did not like. But I would say in my interview, we talked about like my YouTube channel the entire time. Like I think that was what really like set me apart from other people is because I would talked about like negotiations, working with brands, being on social, like all of that. And like that was the main part of all of my interviews that I did.
It's funny how like your side hustle can help you get like your like main job, just based on the skills and the tool set that you learn from doing that. I mean, that's how I've gotten all my jobs. I don't even think my degree has really helped me at all.
Yeah, I know. It's I don't use my degree like at all. Like at all, but I am like thankful for it, but I literally do not use it at all.
How do your parents feel that you've kind of left like corporate America and gone off on your own?
They're actually very, very supportive with it. So like my parents always wanted me to like start my own business too. They just thought like okay, like you can work at a job for a little bit, gain experience, then go off and do your own thing. But when they saw like what I'm doing on social and stuff, they're like super happy that I'm able to do it. So for them, it's always just like, as long as you're doing something and it's working and it's, like I don't care what you're doing, but as long as it's like working for you. And in their mind, like doing an engineering degree was kind of like a surefire way to like make sure that you'll be fine after college and not like struggling to find a job and like whatever. But now that I'm doing social media, I'm doing YouTube and stuff, they're like super supportive and proud of that.
Do they understand how like brand deals and everything work in terms of your social media stuff? Because I feel like my parents kind of understand it and they're very supportive, but sometimes they think, oh, you hit like the next like 10K followers. Does that mean like you can charge more? I'm like, it doesn't exactly work like that.
Yeah, they understand to an extent, obviously, like what I tell them, but like they're not that involved in it either. So like they, it's like they understand how you charge and like how it works, but like they're not that involved either where they're like, wait, so like does this mean like what are you making on this or this? It's like they're just like happy that I'm doing it and I'm, doing fine, but they're not that in the weeds, I guess.
Okay. So you have Bloom Social and you have
WeBloom.
Rella.
Yeah.
WeBloom, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
WeBloom and Rella. Tell me a little bit about both of them and how they came to be.
Yeah, so they're pretty much like merged into one, I'm gonna say right now, because WeBloom started as like a influencer marketing agency. I would help influencer marketing campaigns and like sourcing influencers and like helping brands like connect with influencers in a better way. And then Rella came out of when I was doing WeBloom. I was like, oh my God, there needs to be like better softwares for this. There needs to be better tools for this. So that's kind of how I came up with the idea of Rella, was while I was doing WeBloom. So Rella and WeBloom now are essentially like merged into one. But with Rella, it's going to be like an all-in-one social media management tool for influencers, where influencers can manage all their platforms in one place. They can like plan out all their content and organize all their content in one place, but then also be able to monetize by like connecting with brands. So brands will be able to sign up and brands will be able to like source through influencers, find influencers, connect with influencers, and influencers will also have that same ability to like connect and find brands that they want to work with. And it's more than just like brand campaigns. It's really about like building relationships between these brands and influencers, because I mean, you work in social media and like you work on both sides of things. Like brands want to like connect with influencers more than just like, can you do an Instagram post and that's it? And like I feel like that always you end up like performing better whenever you do a brand campaign, when like the influencer and the brand already have a relationship. So we're really making it about like relationships with these influencers and brands, not just like a job posting, if that makes sense. Like there'll be obviously campaigns as well on there, but it's going to be really like everything you need for a brand and influencer to connect. And on the influencer side, it's going to be like you're going to be able to manage and monetize all in one place. So instead of having like a million apps that you have to like run your social media business, like this will be the only one you need.
I think I use like a million different things right now between working at Green Fresh and then my own stuff. Like we use Sprout Social and Mighty Scout, and then I'm using Plan, and then I'm using Canva, and just like, and then Gmail and like Sheets. Like it's like all over the place, and Mondays, and it's a lot.
Right, exactly. And there's like, we want to make this like the all-in-one management tool for social media and like optimized for social media.
That's awesome. What has the design process been like of like making this platform?
Yeah, so we actually have 2 designers that we're working with, and they are incredible. They design the entire app. Like, so they're the ones that are designing every single screen, every single button, the branding for it, and they're doing such a good job. So it definitely takes a long time though, because like you have this idea in your head and then bringing it to life and actually seeing like, oh, we need a screen for this, we need a screen for that, we need this. Like it takes so long, and like understanding how they all get connected and like all the functionality behind it. So that's been taking such a long time and so much longer than you think. But I would say that having a team of designers has been super, super helpful. And like we have like 3 times a week meetings with them to like make sure that we're all on the same page and like seeing their designs. And it's been fun doing it. It's definitely been like my favorite part is like seeing it come to life and like seeing the designs.
What has it been like pitching to investors and like securing that financial capital? Because I've always been so intrigued. Like I see, like I'm friends with like a lot of people that own startups, and like I hear about them going and like they're like, oh, I secured this much, but what's like the process like in getting contact with them, creating your pitch, all of that?
It's intimidating. It's super intimidating. I feel like for me, I had no idea what that world was like raising money before trying to raise money. So it's super, super scary, I would say, like talking to investors and asking for money. Also, I don't like asking for money. I don't like asking for help, period. So to be like, we want your money, like that's just like not natural to me, even though I know it's so normal. But it's a lot about like making connections and like making connections before you ask them for something, so like reaching out and just like chatting with them and like being able to kind of introduce yourself and then like hoping that they want to have a second conversation with you. Like that's been what I've been focused on the most, is just like before I even ask you for money, I just want to get to know you and like reach out to you. And I'm not someone who is that like out there. Like I'm a very introverted person. So for me to like have all these calls with people and like pitch my idea a million times is like very, very mentally draining for me. So it's been really, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it's been hard. Like it's been hard because you get so much pushback. 99% of people are like this isn't gonna work. So you have to have a lot of confidence in what you're doing, because they like you will get so many rejections. Like it's literally a world full of rejections when you're raising money. It's so rare that a company will like pitch to people and like everyone's like, oh my god, I want you. Like that never happens. So it's been, you have to be so confident in what you're doing, I would say, and that's been also like hard to be okay with like that much rejection.
Yeah, and I feel like it's all you need is like at least like one person to say yes, and then that can open doors and opportunities.
Right. So I'm thankful for the people that have invested already, but like the round is still not over, so we're still like reaching out and like raising money, and it's just like a full-time job also. Like you're trying to build your app, but then you're also trying to raise money, and like both of those things require all your energy, so it's been hard balancing.
That kind of leads me into my next question. I feel like you and I are both like balancing a million one different things. It's like we're working like 10 jobs. How do you keep yourself organized with all your responsibilities, hitting deadlines, managing your finances, etc.? Like what are some maybe like 3 tips that you could give away to help someone who might be feeling a bit overwhelmed?
Definitely get a calendar app. Like that's, if it's not on my Google Calendar, I'm not remembering it. So like write everything down. One thing also that has helped me recently, I used to procrastinate a lot. I used to like push things back. Like I'll read an email and I'll be like, oh, I'll get to this later. Answering things like right away, like has helped me so much. Like I won't go to the next email until I've like completed this one. So like doing things like immediately rather than like pushing things off has helped me get so much more done, because a lot of times I'm just like I don't want to do this right now. Like I'll just like do it tomorrow, or I'll answer their email the next day. But like just being very on top of it like has helped me a lot in that sense, like not pushing things off. And then also like having just like good systems in place, like having a calendar, having a project management tool. If you write to-do lists, have that. But like don't just keep things in your head. Like you have to get things out in a system, and like having maybe like a way that you do things, like every morning I'm going to check my email first thing, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that. Like having habits in place rather than just randomly like picking and choosing what you're going to do every single day has helped me also, like really making sure I have like a system of the way I do things. Like for us, we have a team, and so I have 3 co-founders, and like we make sure that we have like meetings every, like the same meeting every single week, and like they're very organized, rather than just like, oh, let's just like randomly pick up the phone and talk. Like having things in place that's already like systematic, I guess, has helped me a lot.
What is a project management tool? I know you've tried out a ton. Which one would you say is like your favorite?
I have been loving ClickUp. ClickUp is definitely my favorite. That's the one I still use. My team uses it. It's just, I love ClickUp. And then I also use Slack, which I know it's not a project management tool, but Slack has been super helpful in like communicating with a team if you do have people that you work with.
Awesome. I feel like we need to get Slack. Right now we're just using like WhatsApp, and we have, or no, not even, yeah, we have a WhatsApp, and we just like, the conversations are all over the place. And I know in Slack you can kind of make channels.
Yeah.
So that you could like say for like client A, client B, client C, and just only have the conversations about client A in the client A channel.
Yeah, we were just texting before. Everything was just like through text message and it just got so disorganized. So having Slack has helped so much.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a huge advocate for morning routines. What is your morning routine? Because I know my audience would love to hear.
Yes, I love morning routines also. Um, so I wake up every morning at like 7:30, I would say, like 7:15, 7:30. I always want to do like I want to wake up at 6 in the morning or 5 a.m. I just like can't do it. Like I'm a morning person, but like I like waking up like when the sun is up. Like I feel so groggy if I wake up when it's still dark outside. So that's why I like waking up at like 7:15, 7:30. And then I work out right away. So like I'll wash my face, brush my teeth, put on workout clothes and go like straight to the gym before anything. And then I'll shower, I'll make my bed, I'll do all of that, and then I'll make myself a coffee. And I like to have a coffee before like jumping into work. Like I don't like immediately opening my laptop. Like I don't check my phone in the morning. I don't check my email. I don't go on my computer. I'll just kind of have like a chill like coffee where I'm just like journaling or having just like me time. So then after I finish my coffee, I'll like finally start to like open my laptop, like look at my calendar, see what I have to do, answer my emails. So the first thing I do is always check my calendar, and then I'll go to Gmail and I'll like answer every single email that I have, and then from there I'll be able to kind of like see what I have to do that day.
I love that. And to wrap things up, if someone was to take one piece of advice from this episode, what would it be?
Ooh. I would say one, obviously just like have systems in place. I think that's like the best way to get organized and like to actually accomplish things. And I don't know if I touched on this in this episode, but I would say that you have just do whatever you're like. If you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want to start a business, if you want to start a side hustle, just do it. Like don't overthink it. That's like everything that I've done has been in that order. Like it's just been like you just start and you learn along the way. Like when I started my YouTube, I posted a video or I filmed a video, posted it within an hour, and just uploaded it. Like I didn't have any expectations. So just start. If like even with like Rella, like it happened so quickly. I was like, I want to start this thing. I'm just gonna reach out to someone who knows how to build an app, like talk to them. Like I just started. And like along the way I've learned so much and I still don't know like anything. I feel like I'm still at like step one, so it's one of those things that's like people think that they have to be so prepared and know everything before starting something, and it's like that's just gonna hold you back. Like just start and you'll like figure it out as you go.
That's what I always say. All my friends are like, no, I need to have it like perfect, or like anyone who messages me, I'm like, no, like I didn't start anything by being perfect at it. You're never perfect, even as an athlete. Like if you're going to learn how to play a sport, you don't know how to kick a soccer ball or to do a pirouette as a dancer or anything. You start knowing nothing and you learn as you go. And if you just sit here and you try to like perfect like whatever you're supposed to know or whatever plan is supposed to happen, it's never going to happen. You're never going to feel ready.
No, I love that. Like that's always what I say to people. I'm like, you just have to start like, and also you can't compare your first piece of content to like someone's 100th. That's just like they also started out like probably with crappy quality and like not the best lighting and whatever. Like you just have to start or you're literally never going to learn.
100%. And plug yourself out. Where can the listeners find you? Give us the whole rundown.
Yeah, so you can find me at Natalie Barbu on Instagram, YouTube. You can just look up my name. My podcast is The Real Podcast. And then you can sign up for Rella at rellasocial.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on Morning Ray, Natalie. It was a pleasure having you on.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
This was so much fun. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to rate, review, and subscribe as it really helps support the pod. I love you guys so much, and we'll chat soon. Bye, guys.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.